Job interview tips. They won't ask you questions that have answers. So everything you memorized goes straight out the window. You will be thrown against questions without answers and judged based on methods you use to eventually fail answering them. It is the quality of your thinking, not the solution of the problem, that gets you the position. Supply and demand. Money. You've been made to memorize answers to trick puzzles since high school. The entrance exams are a little more than crossword puzzles that you need to pre-memorize answers for. And the whole educational experience between middle school and university is about people making money off of you. For the same reason why military does not recruit middle-aged men. Why they only go after the ones that didn't have a chance to become wise yet. Businesses grow in places where there is free money. And there is money in selling promises of futures. And this is not a secret, especially when it comes to real jobs. Not jobs that will train you, but ones that expect you to lead as an innovator. So the interview process is not about how many solutions to entrance exam puzzles you memorized, but about the puzzles that do not come with solutions, and you trying different things out. I know what you are thinking. You are not smart enough to lead and try to solve all those different problems without answers. You had a tough time in school, and nobody knows that you worked twice or thrice as hard. This is not about the schools at all. The school is a theater that puts on a play. The play sustains itself. It propagates itself. It is self-referential, and it exists for its own sake, to make money. The twice or thrice as hard is there for everyone. It is there to convince you that what you are memorizing is worth the while, that it is some kind of hard work. But it is not worth the while, because every puzzle comes with many solutions and many approaches to solving them, not just one that you memorize in middle school. Look at med school. It's just a couple more textbooks and few more tests, and then a decade of practice. This right there should tell you how useful school is. Hence, the questions without answers. Questions that test your ability to think outside of the single answer box with multiple answers. Questions that have nothing to do with formulas or facts you memorized, and have everything to do with things you have never encountered before. Indeed, that you paid for an education that you would have gained on your own had you been more responsible is a huge red minus already. You got yourself tricked. And now you don't even know the job is after the best decades of your life. And whatever is best in your mind, you're still tricked. The interview will be testing the greatness of your being and the fields outside of the position you seek. They will expect to see a demonstration of the breadth of your knowledge by watching you apply solutions from other fields by a simple and subtle analogy. Mind you, schools only taught you a single path. Only one question out of the multiple was correct. And here it is even more complex, because there is no real answer. This is a question of scanning for a solution that does not exist. The reason why you are being asked questions without answers is to reveal the number and quality of attempts at the solution before you realize or are told that there is no answer. It is the quality, intricacy, and complexity of the search for the solution that is being evaluated. But there is friction here, because a real interview that does not actually insult you approaches your soul all too close. All your genius, even if schools tricked you into believing that you don't have it, and all the while asking you to trust them, that they will be there for you. That they will be there when you are 30 and build not just a house, but a home. That they will be there when you are 40 and try to live a healthier and more balanced life. That they will be there for you when you are 50 and 60 and maybe 70. In their inexperience, they are challenging your soul and your greatness and asking you to give it to them. The best interview tip I have for you is to go there to question them instead. Ask them how much of you do they expect you to give? And how much is your pay in proportion to what the CEO is making? And how long do they expect you to work there? And how much do they think years of your life are really worth? I recommend you ask the same question at every interview. And learn to no end how your job is not that different from the minimal, almost fake education that took all of your savings. The answer to the original question that brought you here was not college and career. It was self-education and entrepreneurship. You took the road more traveled. The first stretch took your money, and the second will take decades so that you can pay off the debt. And you better have a huge debt, because if you don't, then you don't even have a reason to go to the interview. Either way, this is not the way. Every year of your life is infinitely more valuable than anything you will find working for somebody else. So stop it. Stop it now. Stop it before it's too late. You are meant to learn for real. You are meant to be truly knowledgeable, far beyond anything that can be asked at an interview. No matter their zest for genius, they wouldn't come up with a question to capture one. Their very position and approach is proof they wouldn't know what one looks like. And, as you can no doubt tell, a lot behind those questions is there so that they can impress themselves and each other. But enough about that stupid interview. That is not the way. That is not your way. You have been misled by education and a promise of a safe job. Today, all of this is still about money making. You have been spread thin, and you must pull yourself back together. You have to go back and restore the predispositions that school stripped you of in their haste to sell your mind for a stable paycheck and later for your tuition. Your unique predispositions are the only key to your future. You may think to yourself that you only had one and it was ridiculously childlike. Yes, that is what a predisposition for greatness emerges as initially, a childhood curiosity. And then, as you tend to it, it will fork and grow like a large corona of a wise tree. You will enter stages of art and music, uniqueness and creativity. You will zoom right past being a genius and a polymath and learn things worth 1,000 times more. So many things that those asking those stupid interview questions will look infantile to you. It will feel like a bunch of actors trying to make themselves look bigger, either by caring too much or pretending to care too little. Enough is enough. And no, it won't work temporarily. You need those years to grow, not to rent them out to bigger than thou ding-dongs. Finally, I am canceling your interview because it was a waste of your time. Instead, you are going shopping to prepare for an expedition. Find the longest adventure trail wherever you live, Appalachian Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, and pack. Get a journal and a waterproof marker and discover the polymath in you. When you return, build a series of small companies until you learn how to do it right. And never follow again. And never let someone tell you who you are, or how smart you are, or what a good fit you are, or where you need to be, or how much you are worth to them. Be mindful of your legacy and of those who are being misguided right now. Help them learn. Prevent them from making the same mistakes you did. The world stands still today. The politics are frozen. Even the police kills those who they are sworn to protect. The world can only grow when you and countless others unleash the genius, the polymath, and above all, the greatness within. No interview. You are meant to become a great being who leaves a lasting and meaningful legacy. The world needs you to lead. No more dumb interviews. There isn't a company noble enough. There isn't a company worth your time. This is not that kind of a world. Each generation must progress forward. What you see before you is not fixed. It is just an imperfect and temporary stepping stone that we must use to go forward. Stop letting others search for you and set off on an endless adventure to discover the great being within.